Only one claim to give you here, and that's TH Co. He's claiming 3 off Arapuni. Only a small field, so we'll get through them pretty quick, and they probably can do a couple of rounds of the parade ring per horse. Have a good look at them here. And here is Shaolin Soldier, drawn in barrier number 2. A nice win by him last time in Class 4 company, going up to Class 3 for the first time. There he is, just going back into these type stalls. There's Steve and his wife Julie. This is going to put some more gear on him, and we'll have a look at him, talk more about him shortly. Shaolin Soldier, J Meagher to take the ride. We're looking now at the moment, Larry, Collect the Cash. He's resuming from a little bit of a freshen up, Collect the Cash, after going around in some of the good group races. And he's resuming after 121 days. And there he is in the yard.
Yeah, well, obviously the form for this race revolved around Mr. Raffles being odds-on favourite. He's gone. So Collect the Cash, was the basically a class drop. He's coming down from Group 2 race there and a Group 1 race. KB on board. He'd beaten a long way, but he had excuses and he was probably out of his depth. This is Class 3, so last time he was in Class 3, 1,200 metres on the Ceylon course. Robbie Fradd on board. He's finished second to Happy Everybody. And there's a second that always certain. So this form's pretty good, Frosty.
It is, yeah. And I thought he was, when doing the form well in the week, I thought he was the knockout horse, who probably the horse that, if anything, would beat Mr. Raffles in this race. He'd be the one to do it. So with Mr. Raffles not running, I'm happy to make him as my first choice selection here, Collect the Cash. He's been coming along. I think he's been prepared well enough. Not concerned that he's up 11 kilos. He's only up 8 kilos on his winning, one of his better body weight runs when he won, 5:31. And because he's going as a 3-year-old to a 4-year-old, you expect him to muscle up. And the keeper breed usually go well fresh, and I think he's hard to beat.
Yep, certainly is. And the punters like him, $16. He's equal second favourite at the moment in a small but okay field.
He's a big guy, Any Takers, and he's a big, quiet gentleman type of horse, and 5.98, so he usually races around the 590 sort of odd region, high up to 600 kilos type of horse he is. And he was brilliant at his first campaign. I'm really happy with the way that he went first up. Then he had a little bit of a freshen up, and then he came back, and his 2 runs last prep weren't great, so they've sort of stopped with him again, give him a little bit of a freshen up. He's had a couple of recent trials for his return, and on his first campaign form, you got to respect him here.
Yeah, I like the fact that they've given him the freshen up after very disappointing last start. He had a bit of support, but he's had some couple of trials have been okay, Andrew. So I think he's going to bounce back to a bit of form. 44 and 12, he's sort of each way value, small field.
Taking the crossover noseband off, but have the Cornell collar on for the first time on Any Takers. Hasn't raced for 100 days, but his body weight's pretty spot on for his return. Looks lovely big horse, looks very relaxed in the yard. And Larry, is your type of colour?
Dark, yes. No, I like him. But first look, he doesn't look that big, but when you sort of see him compared to the others, yeah, he's a big horse, 600 kilos.
Number 1 is Big Choice, and you've got to really respect him here. And racegoers have it $17 to his Sign Me to Ride. I think the small field will suit him, Larry, and he was just sort of a bit tight for him in the home straight. So a nice effort by him, bumping into a pretty hot little field last time. So yeah, I've got him in there for second here today, Big Choice. I think he'll really run a nice race.
Yeah, he showed last start dropping back to Class 3. That was the key there, Andrew. I quite liked him as an each way chance last start at $184. He finished third. He could have finished a little closer. Previous to that, his previous start in Class 3, he won. So and his form in B and your Kranji Stakes A was okay as well, Andrew. So yeah, I think he's certainly well in the betting, and he's a winning chance.
Yeah, and he might just be a winning chance. Looking for a little bit of luck here for the Champagne stable. They've had 2 runners so far today. They've finished in the placings, finished second both horses. Oh, yeah. So they might just get a win here with Big Choice.
Simon's taking the ride. As you say, small field. It's going to be Now, funny small fields, aren't they, Andrew, when tactics play just if not a bigger part. You know, you'll see, we've often seen horses get caught 3 and 4 wide in a field of 5 on the bend. Now, here's the fave, Andrew, $12.09.
Yep, Shoal and Soldier.
Would have been the stablemate of the favourite if Mr. Raffles had run.
Yep, and he went off at $8 last time, and he did win in impressive fashion. He had the 56.5 kilos, and he won by 3 1/4 lengths. So it was a nice win, but this is up in grade, and this is a tougher field. There are some nice horses here, and there are some nice Class 3 horses, so it's going to be hard for him to make it back-to-back wins, but he's in winning form. The stable's flying, and Marira's picked up a nice ride here. He's had only the couple of rides on him. J Meagher, he's had a total of 4 rides for 2 wins and 2 thirds, so he knows the horse very well. And if it comes to a bit of a tactic race, good thing about him, he can come from off the speed, like he's got a good little turn of foot. So if it comes down a tactic race, he'll be strong at the finish.
Yeah, no, he's super honest. Doesn't matter what class you put him in, or what race, poly, turf, 1200, 1000. He just goes well, Andrew. So it's $11.09. I didn't think he'd be favourite. I think he's a couple of smart ones to beat. You know, you've got Big Choice dropping down from, benchmark 97s, where Shaolin's, going up from a Class 4. That's the difference for me. I prefer the classier horses, but he does nothing wrong.
And in winning form, 2 Shale and Soldier. And our last one to have a look at is Arapuni, 6-year-old by Cape Cross, owned by Silver Fern Racing, also Linda King.
So he stepped up. He was $14 when he beat King Trap in a Class 4. That was on the poly. He stepped up to Class 3, and he's only been beaten 2 3/4 lengths, Andrew. But that's the difference in the classes. That's why I'm a little bit surprised Charlotte Soldier's so short against a couple of smart ones. I mean, Collect the Cash. I mean, the fact he didn't do well, but he's won in Class 3. He didn't do well in Group Company, but the fact that he was in that race, suggests that the stable, has a high opinion of him. And then, as I said, Charlotte Soldier jumping up from Class 4. But I think on Friday I bagged a couple of these horses jumping up. They all won, so I wouldn't take much notice of that. But Arapuni will struggle in this grade.
He's had 10 starts in Class 3 company, Arapuni. Best he's had was 1 second, and he's more of a Class 4 type horse. And I'm sure probably Laurie would even tell you that himself. He is the part owner of the horse. He's also got Big Choice in this race.
And I think that's where the stable allegiances will lie, or that's all they'll favour anyway, because terrific Vlad Jurek was on him last start.
Yes.
Vlad Jurek was on him last start, and Vlad obviously jumped off as well to ride Mr. Raffles, which has been subsequently scratched. There's the horse in question, Simi on board. Simi be looking for a win. He's had a couple of placings as well, Andrew.
Yes. And but I just found one to beat him here, Big Choice. I've got him in there for second. I'm going to go with numbers 4, 1, 5 and 3. Go with Collect the Cash on top. Ahead of Big Choice, Shaol and Soldier, and Any Takers. Larry, there's only one horse to leave out.
Yes, which you'd almost be thinking will just jump on through weight of numbers. One of the funniest films, Let It Ride. That was his one of his systems. I've gone for 4, 1, 3 and 5, Andrew. So we both left out the 6 Arapuni.
Okay, let's head upstairs to Craig. And what have you marked here for your top 4?
Yeah, pretty similar. Left Arapuni out as well. I've gone with Collect the Cash to win. Any Takers, I thought, to run second. He might go well. He's got a cornea colour on, and he trialled pretty nicely with that gear back on the 24th of August when he finished third. His subsequent trial, when he won a trial, I thought was excellent on the 31st of August. So he should run well here, Any Takers. Thought Big Choice to run third, and Shaol and Soldier fourth. So 4, 3, 1 and 5 for me. 4, 3, 1 and 5, but only a very small lineup here. Mr. Raffles would have dominated the talk and also the betting, no doubt, but he's not there. So we're left with a field of only 5 to go over the 1,200 metres, and there's a Big Choice, image Matt on screen, and everyone here is with number 4, Collect the Cash. So looks like he's going to go the elect from the media, although number 5, Shaol and Soldier, It's still the favourite here, 12 and 9. So about 5 or 6 minutes of betting time to go. Be interesting to see if this 4 does garner late support and tip off. Shea Island Soldier is the favourite for race number 7.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see how far Arapuni wins by, because we've all, in a 5-horse field, we've all left him out. But I see one of the Chinese commentators have put him in for 4th. So he's left out the big choice out of his top 4. But yeah, tricky little races like this, so it'd be interesting to see what the punters do make favourite. At the moment, it is Shale and Sold. I'm a little bit surprised about that, probably the Marrera factor. The second favourite, pretty well equal, the 2 stablemates, the 1 and the 4 at 15 and 16, not respectively. 15 for the 4. Collect the Cash. Nice name if he gets up, Andrew.
Yeah, I think it will be sound even better if he can get the result here, and I think he can.
He didn't collect much the last time he won. He went off for $7 when he beat Don't Tell the Wife over 1,400 metres. 5 starts ago. Last time he went off at $9.99, which is $1,000 plus, but that was against Better Than Ever, and I'm guessing that was Guinea's night, and I'm guessing everyone went off at $9.99 plus.
Yep. And it was even longer than that, the official dividend for some of them. And Collect the Cash, and he's raced well in the past when he's fresh. He won it his first time to the races, and also was able to win fresh up as well. He's a good fresh horse, Collect the Cash, and there he is counting around the start under Danny Beasley. This is race number 7. Race 8 is a Class 5 event, Larry, but race 9, it's our highlight, the committee's prize over the mile. And what do you think will open up the favourite? What do you have down in your morning line?
I did do a morning line. I had Gozy not not far away from a few of them, because the form in this race is pretty good as far as they've all been racing together. We'll go down and have a quick look. Don't know how accurate we've been today, but we'll see how we go with the reference odds. And obviously in a race like this we had Mr. Raffles at very short odds if he was going to start, but he's not in there, so it's become an interesting betting race. I had Waikato at 7 to 1, Gozy at 3 to 1. Then we go down to Intercept at 4 to 1. Heading down the list, you get value elsewhere because there's so many horses in this race with a chance. 8 to 1 for Always Certain, and horses like Powerful Ruler. Just reminder, this is just reference odds, just in my little form guide. New Rose Wood. I mean, they all can't start, 3 and 4 to 1, Andrew. $15 to $20. So you're going to get some terrific value on horses, I think, like New Rose Wood and Always Certain, and even Brian Dean's honest horse, Powerful Ruler and Thundering Jet. Because you do you're doing the book to about 125% or whatever, and you can't have them all, under the odds. So Thundering Jet I had at 15s, which would be well overs. He'll be getting plenty of support, and also Powerful Ruler. So I think the punters will be pretty happy in this race if they can find the winner.
Yeah, and the committee's prize, you'd be plenty of value on offer.
And don't worry about the 1. Waikato, I know he's got the big weight, but he's carrying the weight for a reason. He's the best horse, and he's got that international form. There's no Better Than Ever to run behind.
Finished second behind Better Than Ever last time, and there was a length and a quarter back to the third horse. But at the handicaps, it's going to make it tougher for good old Waikato with his 59 on his back, with his rating 114 points. And it'll be interesting to see what the support is for Always Certain in that race.
Yeah, sure, and that's going to be an interesting runner. How have you assessed the track today, Andrew? Is it going to suit him?
I think it's been fair enough. We've seen some horses coming from off the speed and some horses up there on the lead. I think it'll be all right, because I think there'll be good tempo in the race with Lamborghini Flame. He's a natural front runner. I think Powerful Ruler will go forward as well. Oh,
there'll be plenty. No, it'll be an honest race. There's not a problem
go
there.
Forward. So I think the back markers will get their chance.
Waikato, 15 wins. A lot of them over the 1200, because that looked like his specialty. A couple of fourths in $1 million sprints, and then he got a 4th in the International Cup. He's an amazing horse. And you take away that 7th behind Thundering Jet 2 starts ago, where he got caught back, and it was a bit of a sprint. Simon said he just never a chance from back there. So you take that out, he just doesn't run a bad race. I mean, second to Rocket Man, and then he's fourth to Lizard's Desire 2 starts later. What a versatile horse.
Yep, just a bit over 50,000 short of $2 million for Waikato. 1 minute to go here for race number 7, and racegoers have come here for number 4, Collect the Cash, at $12. 5, Show and Soldier, 14. Number 1, Big Choice, $16. Number 3, Any Takers at 40. And number 6, Arapuni, here's the outsider, there he is on screen, he's at 76.
Only a small lineup here. They'll get the call up very soon for the running of race number 7, a Class 3. Bright and sunny conditions at the minute. There's a fair bit of darkness looming up to the north of the track, but no immediate sign of any sort of activity around the course here at Singapore. Arapuni goes into the gate. Shayolan Soldier the next to come along. Any Takers to move in. We wait on Big Choice and also Collect the Cash. So $12 Collect the Cash. Shayolan Soldier is at 14 and 15 for Big Choice. Mr. Raffles the one scratching, so we're left with only 5. Big Choice coming along for Simi.
Last one coming up.
And to Collect the Cash for Danny Beasley to go into the gate. So we're almost set now. Just waiting on Collect the Cash. He's the favourite at $12. And they're set for a start. So ready to go. Off and racing now at the 1200 metres, and the Big Choice came away quickly. Shayolan Soldier, Any Takers are going forward. Just off them, Collect the Cash on the outside, and Arapuni over on the inside. Any Takers is going to roll up the lead here for Cormac as they come down to the 1,000 metre mark. Led over Big Choice, just over racing a shade in second. Arapuni went through on the inside to third, ahead of Shayolan Soldier, and the favourite Collect the Cash back at the tail, about 6 or 7 from the leader. 800 metres to go, and Any Takers goes along strongly, led by 2.5 now. Over Big Choice in second. Arapuni down on the inside of Shayolan Soldier, and 2 lengths away last of all is Collect the Cash. 600 metres to go, about to straighten up at the 550 now, and Any Takers is the front runner over Big Choice. Shayolan Soldier down the outside, followed by Arapuni, back to the rails for him, and Collect the Cash about to sprint on. They've got 300 metres to go. Any Takers joined by Big Choice. Shayolan Soldier out in the middle. Collect the Cash is trying to dig in. He's just labouring as Shayolan Soldier went to the lead over Big Choice. Any Takers, Collect the Cash is closing in now. Shayolan Soldier and Big Choice, Collect the Cash out wider. Shayolan Soldier in front. Collect the Cash collects him and gets up. Collect the Cash wins at a half head over Shayolan Soldier, and Big Choice close up Any Takers, and the last to come in Arapuni. Good competitive race. The favourites landed in the last hop here, number 12. Number 12, Collect the Cash, has got in the last bound. It's been a good run too. There didn't seem to be a huge pace out in the lead, and he was last. So he's finished on fill of running to take it out. 4, 5, 1 and 3. Another terrific run by Shayolan Soldier. Big Choice third, and Any Takers only about a length away from the winner, will run fourth. Photo for all placings at this stage, but Collect the Cash. He's a 4-year-old New Zealand bred by Keeper out of First Payment. Black Gold Stable. John Maher and Danny Beasley has been able to salute here. Second, Shayolan Soldier, 5-year-old by Exceed and Excel out of Dynamic Love for Happiness Come Stable. Steve Burry's Joe Meagher. And third across the line, Big Choice, 6-year-old Aussie bred by Schwarzier out of Ada V. And Champagne Stable, Laurie Laxon and Simi Jamat. Any Takers led them up and finished fourth, and fifth went the way of Arapuni. 4, 5, 1 and 3. 4, 5, 1 and 3. So a very good competitive finish there. And in the end, Danny Beasley getting the best out of Collect the Cash down the outside to take it out. Race to race double for Beasley. He won all the way on the poly track with Scoreline in the previous race, and he's come from last year on Collect the Cash to take out race number 7. It's a head by a head and then a half. A head and a half. and 1:10.31 was the official time. 1:10.31. $12.06 for the winner, $10 for second. There won't be a third dividend due to only 5 runners in race number 7.
Danny Beasley running patiently, give him time to pick up in the home straight, just peeled them off their backs in the clear room now. It did take him a while to run these leaders down because they had a nice easy time in front. They had plenty to kick left on the inside. We've got Inner Takers on the rail, Big Choice, Yellow Colours and Shoal and Soldier looked a good chance, but just getting in, working home to the line in the last couple of strides. He's got the upper hand to collect the cash. So a nice result there for Collect the Cash and a nice first up win by him as well.
Johnny Meagher. They're pretty happy down here, Frosty. Johnny Meagher a winning double.
Yeah, well, it was a good win. I thought he's underdone, which he is. You know, he's up in his body weight, so I thought he rode him beautifully too. He was very patient on him, and he changed his mind for him the last 100 metres. So
rode him a treat, and the owners, Singaporean owners, I just said the Richmond Football Club colours, and they said, "Is it a good team?" And I said, "No."
No, well, he's always shown he's had a future, this horse, so. And the breed go good when they're a bit fresh, but I was a little bit concerned up in his body weight, but I don't think it's a bad thing. He might train on for us now.
Nice horse, well done.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, nice effort to get him to win first up. They've had a few horses win the last 2 races first up from a break, similar sort of breaks. Collect the Cash has won first up and Scoreline won the previous event first up. And it took him a while to sort of catch them in the home straight because Any Takers was up there on the speed, controlling the tempo. They did have plenty to kick on with. Big Choice and also Shoal and Soldier was looking a winning chance with 100 to go, but slowly but surely Beasley was getting his timing right. He didn't want to go too early on him because you could see he's sort of trying to nurse him as much as he could because he's first up run, and he has got his timing spot on here with Collect the Cash.
I don't know much about the weather here, Andrew, but it's getting dark to the left, which is probably the causeway side of the course. The left as I'm looking out towards the track, so interesting. Oh,
yeah, I hear a bit of thunder as you speak, Larry.
I think that's the special effects people, because you couldn't cue that, surely.
Danny Beasley coming back, just having a quick chat with John, just explaining about the horse. And
no such thing as a quick chat with John Meagher. Frosty. The Mighty Tigers, Danny.
Yeah, that was it was good. He's a nice horse, you know. He's got mile written all over him, and he'll probably have a pretty good preparation by judging on that.
Just watching that race, you just got up in the last stride. I'm thinking always certain in the big race. Is that sort of the plan?
Yeah, testing the water. No, it was. Johnny said the horse is training a bit different this time. And he said ride him like he's like a good horse, and he's probably going to want a little bit further. And so we just done that, and they sprinted quick off the turn, so I wasn't in a hurry to get to them. I thought they've got to probably come back to me to win. So I I just kept him in touch, and then the last furlong got real busy and he lifted for me. It was a good win. It was very, very strong performance.
Well done, Danny.
Thanks, Larry.
Danny Beasley winning double for Danny, and we'll have a look at the replay of race 7.
Ready to go. Off and racing now at the 1200 metres, and a Big Choice came away quickly. Shoal and Soldier, Any Takers are going forward. Just off them, Collect the Cash on the outside, and Arapuni over on the inside. Any Takers is going to roll up the lead here for Cormac as they come down to the 1,000 metre mark. Led over Big Choice, just over racing a shade in second. Arapuni went through on the inside to third, ahead of Shoal and Soldier, and the favourite Collect the Cash back at the tail, about 6 or 7 from the leader. 800 metres to go, and Any Takers goes along strongly, led by 2.5 now. Over Big Choice in second. Arapuni down on the inside of Shoal and Soldier, and 2 lengths away last of all is Collect the Cash. 600 metres to go, about to straighten up at the 550 now, and Any Takers is the front runner over Big Choice. Shoal and Soldier down the outside, followed by Arapuni. Back to the rails for him, and Collect the Cash about to sprint on. They've got 300 metres to go. Any Takers joined by Big Choice. Shoal and Soldier out in the middle. Collect the Cash is trying to dig in. He's just labouring as Shoal and Soldier went to the lead over Big Choice. Any Takers. Collect the Cash is closing in now. Shoal and Soldier and Big Choice. Collect the Cash out wider. Shoal and Soldier in front. Collect the Cash collects him and gets up. Collect the Cash wins at a half head over Shoal and Soldier, and Big Choice close up Any Takers, and the last to come in Arapuni.
4, 5, 1 and 3. Race 7 was taken out by number 4, Collect the Cash, bringing up a race-to-race double for Danny Beasley. 12 and 6, Show and Soldier $10. Big Choice third, Any Takers fourth, no place dividend for the third. No place forecast. We've got the forecast between Collect the Cash and Show and Soldier, returns $5. Tiersay 15, the Trio 3 and 19 for the Quartet. 110.31 was the time. First 600 in 30